We're back. We're live. Rockin' Bears week 7?
Week 7.
Week 7. It's Sunday morning. We're 20 minutes to kick off, and we're going live with the most up-to-date information for your picks. Starting this game off, New Jersey Jets are going to New England. New England's a -7 at home, Rock. What do you think?
Well, the Jets are terrible. The last time they played, they picked off the Jets 3 times. It's an easy pick, New England, at least 10.
I like New England. I think they're getting more cohesive. I like them at home. They're always tough at home. 7 points. They should win by a touchdown, so we agree. The next game, we have Cincinnati, interdivision, going to Baltimore. Baltimore's -6.5 at home, Rock. They're looking pretty tough. What do you think?
One of the better games of this week. They've talked about Burrows and Chase and the Cincinnati defense getting better. Mixon running the ball real well. Baltimore being at 5-1 and having a really good game last week. I think since he's going to cover, so I guess I'll say that, but Baltimore's certainly going to win.
I think so. I think Baltimore should win this game at home. They have a really good ground game, and with Latavius Murray and Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, that's dangerous. So I like Cincy, but I don't think this is their week in an interdivision game. That means a lot for Baltimore's season.
So is Baltimore going to cover?
Baltimore should win. They should win by a touchdown.
I'm saying they're not covering.
Okay,
All right, let's go.
So we're different.
All
The next game we have Atlanta going to Miami. Miami is +1.5. Tua's back. They played pretty well in London. But I think I like Atlanta in this game, Rock. What do you think?
I like Atlanta also. I think that they're getting their act together, and they still got Natty Ice, and Tua looked okay, but I'm just thinking Atlanta's going to win the game. Close one.
A close one, yeah, I agree. A close one.
All right, here comes the big one.
Let's get going. The biggest game of the morning. Kansas City Chiefs going to Tennessee Titans. Both teams started off kind of slow compared to what we expected from them out of the gate. They're not doing so hot. Kansas City's defense stinks. Patrick's giving the ball away. Tennessee's at home off a big win last week. Rock, what do you think?
Well, what I thought was when I first saw the line, it was 5.5. Now it's gone down to 4. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of liking Tennessee outright simply because King Henry, like you said, Kansas City's defense, Mahomes, error prone, so I think they're going to win outright.
I like Tennessee at home too. I think they can just run the ball, stick to the game plan, let Henry do his thing, and then throw off the play action and get somebody with their pants down, get caught deep. If Patrick might turn it on this game, their offense is still really, really good. Even when Patrick's giving the ball away, he has an interception on every game and 2 interceptions in the last 2 games. So if he doesn't give the ball away, it could be a blowout.
Doesn't Julio play for?
Julio is on Tennessee. He hasn't really had a big showdown game.
He's healthy now.
Yeah, him and AJ Brown are both kind of getting
Hollywood Brown.
No, that's Baltimore.
All right, go ahead.
So I like Tennessee. They're going to continue their rally at home and maybe even win outright. So we agree. The next game, Washington football going up to Lambeau. -8 at home. What do you think?
Well, how about that top-ranked preseason Washington defense, now ranked 28th? Yeah. Although they're getting better, they're scoring points. They have a pretty good running back. The quarterback, you know who it is.
Heineke.
He's getting better. 8.5. I'm going to take Green Bay by 10.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers in October is lethal. He has the best passer rating of all time in October of any quarterback dating back to 2009, and it's October. In Lambeau. It's going to be 50 and sunny. So I think Aaron's going to air it out against this Washington defense that's struggling. I think Green Bay's going to win by 2 touchdowns. All right, moving on. The next game, we have Carolina Panthers roaring over to the G-Men. The G-Men, Daniel Jones, he's out of his concussion. I'm not really sure the status on Saquon Barkley. Giants are only getting 3 at home. I think that doesn't make sense to me. I like Carolina. Rock, what do you think?
I was going to say, if you like the Giants, not so fast. They're getting the 3 points.
Yes.
And Shaquan is out. Sterling, the receiver, he's out. This looks like, there's never a sure thing, but this looks like Carolina wins this one by 6 or more.
Yeah, I agree. Carolina.
All righty.
The next game, Detroit Lions are going to the Rams. The 2 quarterbacks playing their old teams. Does that mean anything? We'll see. Are they going to have a chip on their shoulder? I'm sure Jared Goff probably wishes he was still in L.A., but Matt Stafford's happy to be there on the West Coast. Rams are minus 17 at home. Rock. What do you think?
Oh man, I don't know if Detroit can score. I think that Goff's going to come in with feeling a lot of pressure, and I think he's going to get knocked on his ass. And I think it's going to be 35-7.
35-7.
35-7.
All right.
For the Rams.
Yeah, I think so. Rams have been hot, and when their defense shows up, they play real tough. All right, moving on. Philadelphia for their first game in the afternoon, going to Las Vegas. Las Vegas minus 2 at home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, this should be a pretty good one. Hurst keeps getting better, and I just don't know how Vegas is going to respond. They already had one game without Chucky, but Carr just didn't have that fast 3-0 start. Remember that he was 354 yards a game, so on and so forth. I'm going to take Philly with an upset.
I disagree. Not so fast, my friend. The new coach there, he was a special teams coach at the Cowboys. He's a special team coach there, and he's what the players are saying. He's kind of a breath of fresh air, and he believes in the team, and they responded well as we saw last week. They showed up because their team's still solid. Chucky was, he's not kind of an idol in coaching. He was a great coach, but he's out, and I think the players have moved on. They're playing, and I like them to take this game at home, Rock, because Philly, their coach is not really impressive. Well, their team they don't have an identity.
Let me say this. There are 3 teams without an offensive line. One is the Bears, one is Philly, and Cincinnati's gotten better. It's Houston. They can't block for that poor guy. So, Philly, you're probably right, but I'm going to hang with some sort of Philly fluke.
All right, Philly fluke.
Philly fluke.
As they say, any given Sunday. The next game, the TV game, Chicago Bears, going to see Tom. Tom is minus 12.5 at home. Tom, he's always getting better. He's always looking for opportunities. What do you think, Rob?
Well, okay, here we go. This is the U.
Uh-oh.
And this is why. Number 1, it's raining. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Number 2, Gronk is out, and so is AB. So your 2 best receivers are out. Fournette's going to fumble. Jason is going to be able to run straight ahead on the wet ground, and the Bears are going to cause at least 1 turnover. They're going to get 3 sacks, and they're going to beat Tampa Bay outright.
I highly disagree.
Outright.
Okay, well maybe if you're cheering if you believe in miracles, that's possible. I disagree. I think Gronk and AB are his favorite targets, but not the best receivers. Mike Evans, Pro Bowler, stud. Godwin, stud. So they have tools, and Cameron Brate at tight end was originally the starting over Gronk when Gronk came there last season. So I still think Tom has plenty of tools, and if it's a wet game, they have Leonard Fournette, they have Ronald Jones, they have a ground game. And the defense is tough.
But now remember this. Brady's got a fast release, right? With a nice dry ball. Well, you've got to throw that wet ball quickly, bat it in the air. There goes Hickson for a touchdown. The Bears win.
I don't know. I think Tom has plenty of chances playing in bad weather, being up in Foxborough for a long time. So I think a little bit of rain is not going to slow him down.
By the way, the Bears lead the league in sacks.
Okay, they also lead the league in sacks taken. Justin Fields.
They have no O-line. They have no O-line.
He's been sacked 18 times.
That's just too bad.
All right, moving on to the next game. We have Houston going to Arizona. Arizona minus 20 at home. This looking like a college spread. I think Arizona should win this game. I don't think they feel a lot of threat coming from Houston, so I think they might win but not cover. They might probably win by 2 touchdowns. Because they're probably going to kind of let off on the gas a little bit, in my opinion.
And this is why he's right, okay? Because Thursday night, you've got Green Bay going down to Zona. And they're going to get a big halftime lead, and they're going to rest some people. Houston will come back a little bit. Houston will cover. But next Thursday night's the thriller. And you know what I was thinking? Why don't you get your bye before you play on a Thursday night, even though this is the second week of the bye? You think they could make the schedule just a little bit more fair? You got to travel from Green Bay down to Zona to play on national TV with 3.5 days rest. Not fair. Bye-bye, Packers. Okay.
Alrighty. The next game, Indy, on Sunday night. Indy is going to San Francisco. This probably is going to be a pretty exciting Sunday night game. Indy's been showing up. Carson's been looking good. Their ground game, it looks really good. Taylor's been running all over anybody. San Francisco, at home, they should be tough. You're traveling there. It's Sunday night, national television. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Jimmy G's back, and you know what I have to say to that? So what? Okay, Carson Wentz has been playing really, really well. Indy's getting 3.5 points. Wentz and this guy John Taylor is running over people. This is another outright upset. Take Indy, get the 3.5 and cash in.
All righty, I agree. I think Indy's going to be doing good. 62% of the pickers have taken them. All right, Monday Night Football. New Orleans going over to the West Coast to see Geno Smith's driven Seattle Seahawks. I think he had a lot of pressure in that first start. I think he got a little more acclimated as the game went on.
Yeah.
And I think the second start for him is going to be a little different. I think they have plenty of tools. I think Seattle at home is my pick here. What do you think?
Well, they have Seattle has a terrible defense, but remember this: Jameis can really. I mean, he's on the road. It's going to be loud. The old 12th man.
Yeah.
Whether they're 2-4, whatever their record is, they're getting 5.5. Jump on Seattle. I hope they win. I kind of like Sean Payton. I kind of hope they win too. So New Orleans wins, but they don't cover the 5.5.
They win by 3. I have it at 4.
You have it at 4.
Seattle's getting 4 at home.
Wow, I got it at 5.5 this morning.
I got it at 4 this afternoon, just minutes ago when I made my sheet.
Okay. Well, I got mine off the book.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let's hope for a good week in sports and football, and be sure to tune in next week for Rock and Bears. What do you think?
You got it.